a spatter of red across a white landscape, like paint on that of a blank canvas. A fearsome roar replaced with that of a muddled groan. Crimson-soaked breath sputters out in a chest-rumbling growl. The chest tightens, the muscles tense, adrenaline surges as this massive ball of blood-soaked fur and feathers crashes down into the snow, sending it up like a wave. The heart pounds in the ear. Blood drips from the edge of a curved greatsword, forming a crimson crater in a sea of white. Haggard breaths warm the interior of a leather mask. Another fight, another kill. An owlbear, not the biggest the man has killed, but where it lacked in size, it made up for with aggression and ferocity. Likely female given the shape of its beak and plumage. Likely a mother given its desperation for food. A flick of the blade releases with it a fresh splatter of red. Crimson beads are replaced with silver sheen. The blade can be more thoroughly cleaned later. Mages are likely nearby. Let's not stick around. Vera! The Goliath man looks back to a familiar tiefling woman knelt in the snow. She carries a particular warmth with her, the warmth of home. Even when home is nowhere to be found. Miles and miles and miles away. Words and phrases reminiscent of whispers of the wind, incomprehensible sound, wondrous, like a song. A skip of the heart, but purpose is made clear. Vera, we need to go. The tiefling stands, cusping something in her hands with great care. She turns to the approaching Goliath and reveals a small figure, smaller than ever thought possible. Young, that of a child. Her hair sparkles like glitter, her wings glisten in the winter sun, her expression carries an air of confusion. She is lost. Her name is Ajna.
Draxus? Oi! Kai! You still with us, Lieutenant?
The trance is broken, a memory of years long since past. The air is warm now. The interior basked in the dim light of the setting sun. Malachi's hand reaches up, cradling the cusp of his right eye.
It's not like you to fall asleep. You've been sleeping all right.
The man before him is a wide-framed dwarf with a dark complexion, a Durgar. The white in his beard is reminiscent of the same snowy fields from that day, but the liquor-soaked breath emanated from his crooked teeth dull that memory.
My sleeping habits are not your concern, Duat. Whatever, mate. Azrael's ready for you. Unless you're planning on dozing off again, eh?
Malachi, unamused by the Durgar's candor, quickly and efficiently rises to his feet from the wall-mounted bench. His heavy footsteps echo off of tile flooring, and a toxic warmth sinks into his form as he marches forward. A fine set of double doors open before him and shut firmly behind him as he passes beyond the threshold. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, hello and welcome back to another episode of Dummies and Disasters Presents Sins of the Blood. I am your humble dumble master, the one and only pudding pastry, the farting tart. It is Sunday once again. You know what that means. We are back in the city of Blackwall with our 6 intrepid souls, the Sanguine Guard. Hello, intrepid souls.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings and salutations.
You may notice that we are
Rudolph.
missing an intrepid soul tonight. We are down to 5 as our dear friend Punkyard Dog is taking a small stint away from the table, given some pretty major events that have occurred back at home. We're not at liberty to discuss, but we are going to take a moment to kind of send them our best. They will be rejoining us likely in the next week or two. But until then, just please keep them in your thoughts.
They did joke. She did joke that Bulk got his one kiss and then ran off into the mountains for a little bit.
That is true. That did happen.
Don't worry, the embarrassment will keep him warm.
Yes, correct. He's currently coddled on the floor, kind of balled up in the corner, just like, oh God. But
He's still processing. He's okay.
he is still processing. But my friends, let's go ahead and get into our session tonight. Let's go ahead and do our test rolls, my friends.
3.
11.
18.
He's a 9. It's
Okay.
That would have been your second natural 20 in a row if Roll20 liked us.
Roll20 does not choose favorites, nor does it discriminate. It is perfectly balanced, as all things should
However,
be.
it will
I was
be
gonna say, hold up.
hold on.
it will be
there.
extremely homophobic tomorrow for some of us.
Absolutely.
Roll20 doesn't play favorites. Then how do you explain one? Then
True.
One bribe
Or
Roll20,
Bob.
I'm pretty sure, so.
How do you bribe Roll20? That's the question.
That is a secret for me to know and for you to find out.
Oh my god.
You
Wanda's
click
a
to
warlock.
accept cookies.
But
Anyways.
I would like one of you, or ones of you, to regale us with the events of last session. Would you like an inspiration? What about 2 inspirations? Would you like a box of inspirations?
I can take a shot at it if no one else is up for it.
I'm trying to remember what the beginning of session was. That's my problem.
I don't even remember what I had for breakfast.
That's what the notes are for. Go ahead, CJ.
Wait, did I take breakfast?
So,
Did I take breakfast?
hey, yo,
Well, I
let me get
left
some
this
of that
morning.
breakfast, son.
Go ahead, CJ.
CG.
this was the beginning of some downtime for the group. Copper and Late decided to visit the Blackwall Bazaar for some general goods, where they met Gen Redidimi, who was quite the flamboyant gentleman, very fond of their past adventures and loved a good yarn. The rest of the group adventured off to our resident powdersmith, who they sought to purchase a few items such as a new firearm for Semria Pact. No purchase was made as far as that went. However, there was a purchase of several smoke bombs and flash bombs for use in this upcoming operation. Solomon, for his part, continued to work on a project of his own behind the scenes, and I believe Bach was also in attendance for some of the shopping.
His bulk was there when Pact and Simbri went to look at guns.
Indeed. Copper had a couple of people come on over to the Copper Piece to do some remodeling after the damage that had been done by the unfortunate Speak with Dead. And Semri went to go and talk to the Night Owls, specifically about what not only the situation with Bastion in the tower, but also regarding what may or may not be about to happen depending on how this operation goes.
Hehe.
This small clique of thieves, well, the consensus was that a parliament needed to be held between them, as it might be time for them to become a full-blown thieves guild. Or maybe just figure out what to do to weather the storm. One of the two. Either way, there's a lot of talking to be had. And as Semri, making contact with everyone, headed for home, they had a bit of a scare, to say the least. Spying...
Little thing to pump my blood. It was
Yeah,
cold out.
spying clearly a masked individual of danger, but when Chase turned out to just be a figment of Semri's imagination and not Rook, thankfully.
I'm completely mentally sound. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you passed the sanity check.
This is true, I did.
Okay. Is that all, Suji?
I believe so, unless I missed something.
Okay. Then go ahead and take your point of inspiration.
Oh, I have one more thing that you did miss, CG.
Mm-hmm.
That I literally just put in my notes, actually. I have to meet back up at that same bridge I was talking with Diaz at 7 the next day for another conversation.
Hooray! Talking!
Talking, lots of talking.
Yippee!
Also, I have to go back to the alchemist tomorrow as well to see if she can do anything with the poison we got. So, Simri's got a lot of talking to do tomorrow.
Yippee. Now, before we get into things, I briefly addressed it here in the Discord, but we're going to be doing something a little retroactively. In my research, I have come across a new set of rules for learning new proficiencies that I've taken a bit of a shine to. So I am going to be using these rules going forward, and to that end, we're going to rewind a little bit, and because we had a couple of folks in our last session who were trying to pick up a few new things. One of them looking to pick up a skill or a tool proficiency, two of you looking to pick up a new language, and one of you who is going to, in this in-game session, be trying to learn a new weapon proficiency. So we're going to be doing a couple rolls retroactively. We're going to start with Solomon. Solomon, you, in our last session, you were starting your work on picking up Woodcarver's proficiency, if I remember correctly.
Correct, as that was what was going to be used for making staves, wands, and rods.
Okay. So, as far as learning new proficiencies goes, what we're going to be doing is that in order to learn a new language, skill, tool, or weapon, you must train at least 4 hours a day. This does not have to be in consecutive days, but it must be 4 hours in one session for that session to be complete. During this time, you either during the practice or after the practice, you are going to make a training check in order to increase your understanding. The way this will work is that you are limited to gaining an additional number of proficiencies or languages or things of that number equal to double your intelligence modifier. That is not going to be super relevant at this moment, but it's something just to note as we go along. So, as far as learning a new tool ability, you are learning the woodcarver's tool. So, I am going to
Correct.
need, let's see, tools and abilities. All right, so we're going to be, based on this chart, we're going to be using your dexterity for this, your best stat. So what I need from you is to, right now, tell me what is your dexterity ability modifier?
It is a 14, so it is a +2.
+2. Okay. And you are level 5, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, what we are going to do is that as you spend your 4 hours to make or to begin training your new proficiency, what I need from you now is to roll a d10. So this would normally start as a d20, but because you have a +2 modifier, the starting die size for what you're rolling has gone down. So roll me a d10.
Okay. That is an 8.
Okay. So, let's see. So this is your training check, and on a result of a 1, you successfully make progress on training your new proficiency. That is not a 1. So, what will happen is that the next time you do your training, you will again be given the ability to make a roll. As the training check die, as you continue making these checks, will begin to decrease in size on every result of a 1, down to a d4. So, in this example, if you were to roll a 1 just now, your next check, you would be instead rolling a d8. But, as that is not a 1,
Okay.
you will still on your next check be rolling a d10. Your goal for this, in that every day you spend attempting these training checks, you are attempting to get a number you are attempting to first whittle your die down to a d4. Once you get a d4, you then need to roll 1s on the d4 equal to your proficiency bonus. When you roll those 1s, you are making a successful check, a successful training check. So,
Okay.
this is a lot of information. I recommend reading the rules on this that I've posted. But in short, you are looking to make your way, decrease your die size down to a d4, and then, because you guys are level 5, roll 3 1s on the d4. Now, there are a couple additional things that go into this. If you can only make a training check once per day. If you practice for an additional 4 hours in one day, for a total of 8 hours, that range of success goes up from a 1 to a 1 or 2 on the die. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Spending additional time training has no additional effect on the d4. Now, there is also, hold on. There is also, for this, there are trainers, and training gives benefits as well. If you are able to find someone to help you train, when you roll your training check, you can make progress and move down to a smaller die size, much like before, on a result of a 1 or a 2. If you spend that extra time, that 8 hours training with your helper, you can choose to re-roll the die and take either result.
Okay.
So these are things that are going to become more and more relevant as we continue making these checks. But what I need from you now is to mark down on your sheet that you have begun your training for the woodcarver's tools, and that your current die is a d10.
Alright, so let me put this as work towards Woodworking, WWP. Current die is a 10. This now I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as how we're kind of doing this, the prior skill check, it said 14 days. I'm gonna just delete that and everything else.
Yes. Throw
What-
that out. We're not using that anymore.
Okay. Now my question is, considering
Because
with-
not everyone learns at the same rate.
considering prior, I did factor it. I wanted to see with the factoring of I did not needing, certain bio breaks and whatnot. Considering Solomon's creature type,
Mm-hmm.
how would that factor in, if you do not mind me asking, just as a...
I would say that would not have any inherent benefit currently. However, if you can provide for me for future roles, how it could be of significant benefit to you in your learning, then I may reconsider.
Alright, if that is the case, I can provide you a quick, simplistic answer right now, if you would prefer.
Sure.
Predominantly due to the lack thereof of requirement for sustenance, nourishment, rest, and arguably, barring literally being forced to stay up for a solid 24 hours, exhaustion really not being too much of a factor that plays in, Solomon can dedicate much greater amounts of time and effort into partaking of learning and trying to gain time of proficiency for learning these skills.
So I would say that inherently this capability that you have based on your, we'll say, origin, it will not have an inherent effect on your role. What it will provide for you, though, is giving you the ability to put more time into this training when that time would otherwise go to resting. So you can, for example, take time out of what would be a standard long rest to continue working on this proficiency, provided it doesn't cut into your required rest time. Because I do believe you still need roughly 4 hours of, I'm going to use in quotes, rest to not take points of exhaustion. Is that correct?
Looking at it right now.
Yes.
Correct.
In simple terms, you can stay up late.
Yes. My bedtime is whenever I need my allotted 4 hours.
He's an academic. He's used to long nights with the paper due in the morning.
Yes. So
I feel more like an Amazon
while your features do not give you bonuses to the roll, it will give you more freedom to have more time to train on this new proficiency.
Noted. I will keep that in notes, and if that is the case, I think it will also cause me to edit my actions for basically the lead up until missions start for looking into a trainer.
Okay. Understood. The cost of training, the way that works is that when you have a trainer, every day you attempt to practice, you will also have to expend a certain amount of gold in order to cover supplies and materials needed. This also, as far as tools and weapons, does not cover the cost of purchasing said tools and weapons. But you must also essentially, you have to purchase. Well, I'm going to levy this cost for now because I know what Pack's about to do. But aside from this one time kind of I'm giving y'all, before you can begin these trainings going forward, you must also purchase the tool or weapon required for this training you're undergoing. Again, I'm levying that cost this first go around because I'm kind of doing this impromptu, but it is something to note for the future.
So, if that's the case, okay. So if we already have like the kit already purchased,
If you already have it, then don't worry about it.
okay. So it basically then it's just paying for training, which
Yes.
would this be considered a common tool?
So I would say yes, this would be a common tool. So if you were to acquire a trainer, your cost per training per every 4 hours would be 3 gold. So if you train on a particular day for 8 hours, you would be paying 6 that day.
Okay, that's fair enough.
With that being said, we'll now kind of circle back around and we will go to Simri and Pact. Now, Pact, I know you already put some extra time into this, so I'm going to account this for your role. We'll do you first. So you are attempting to pick up what I would consider to be an uncommon language. As far as this chart goes. So, what I need that will just be for note if and when you get a trainer. I'm going to say Ajna is not a registered trainer, but I may allow her to give y'all some benefit to your roles. I'm not going to do that this first go around, but I may allow it in the future. But I need from you, Pact, what is your intelligence modifier?
It is a +1, so it would be a D12, I believe.
Yes, you'll be starting with a D12. So, roll me a D12 because you spent the extra 8 hours. Your first check will pass on a 1 or a 2. So go ahead and roll me that D12.
Okay. Another silly question.
Hmm?
What would the modifier be for having Elvish as a a base language?
That is a good point. I will say I'll tweak the rules a little bit because you already are proficient with Elvish. We'll bump that check for success up to a 3. So on a 1, 2, or 3 on the D12, you will gain your first successful check. I was also Zalman, I did forget to mention I will be letting y'all use your inspirations if you want to re-roll your checks. So take that into account. Solomon, if you kind of want to retroactively use an inspiration to re-roll your check, I'll allow it.
I appreciate it. I think I'll keep my inspiration, though. Okay. I think later on down the line, I might trade in some of the toolkits I bought for stuff that I might have better chances with.
Okay.
If that is permissible.
Understood. Then, Pact, go ahead and roll your D12. You're looking for a 3 or lower. That's 10. Okay.
Come on, it was almost a 1.
You can use an inspiration to reroll if you want.
Yeah, I got a few to spare. I'll just use one of them.
Do it.
About a few.
About a few.
Bad a few.
That's a 3. Okay.
There we go.
So that is your first successful check. So your die has now dropped from a D12 to a D10 as you have now made progress in this. So on your make sure to mark down that for your training going forward, you're rolling a D10. And then I will go over to Simri. Simri, you did not spend the extra time, if I remember correctly.
I did not know.
What is your intelligence modifier?
Hold on. There we go. 2, so 15.
Okay. So you will be rolling a D10 for this. Did not spend the extra die. You currently do not have a proper trainer, but that may change going forward. So roll me a D10. You're looking for a 1.
Wow. The one time I don't need a 10.
Basically as far from a 1 as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then go ahead and mark down that you have begun your training for your language proficiency. Your die is going to be a 10 for now going forward until you make that successful check. And then, I guess if y'all want, you can mark down your total number of hours you're putting into this training. But I don't think it will really fully matter exactly. The grand total of hours will really truly matter. But I would say just mark it just in case, because maybe I'll change my mind going forward. So for Pact, you will have 8 hours of training down. Simmery and Solomon, you will have 4 hours for now.
Okay.
All right. And that's kind of a quick gleam into these new proficiency learning rules that I have pulled from the interwebs. That whole resource is available in the library channel in our Discord for anyone who wants to take a look at it. I recommend doing so, especially if you're looking to gain any sort of new training in anything, but it is open and available to all of you. With that being said, we now jump forward a bit. We continue back to, we'll call it real time. And we move on after you guys awaken from your long rest. It is now the 26th of Wintercrest. The wedding is in 2 days, the day after tomorrow. You guys know that you are set to meet with Audwin tomorrow. Simmery, you know that you're set to meet with Diaz tomorrow as well. Solomon, you know that you're meaning to get your spell scrolls tomorrow. And Pact, you know that you are beginning your lessons with Yelana today, as well as you have your fight with Gromosh later in the day. And then Copper, upon the morning of the 26th, your repairs on the copper piece begin. They will conclude on the 1st of this upcoming month.
Understood.
I thought I was meeting with Diaz tonight.
I have it marked down as the 27th. If you have something that says differently, I will secede to it.
I'll have to double check.
Check your notes.
Well, like I said, I just put it in my notes while we were talking, so I'll have to check the VOD while everyone else is doing stuff.
Okay. Then we will for now say the 27th, but if we find something contradictory to that, we'll address it then. But with that all out of the way, does anyone want to volunteer to handle any of their business first? It can be training, it can be other things throughout the day. We're currently in the midst of day hours. It is smack dab first thing in the morning. So whatever you guys, wherever your priorities lie in this moment.
I'll take a crack.
Okay, Solomon, what would you like to do?
Well, Solomon would like to probably go and return a few kits, because I know damn well I am never going to these things well. If
What do you mean,
allowed.
kits?
I've traded in the jeweler's tools, tinkerer's tools. Oh, not tinkerer's tools. Jeweler's tools, leatherworking tools, and smith tools.
Are you sure? You are able to gain a number of additional proficiencies equal to double your intelligence modifier, so you should be able to pick all these up with time.
Tempting offer.
Obviously, it would take time because you have to go through the trainings with them individually.
Good point.
Technically, you can do them at the same time. Just obviously, you're spending 4 hours per training session per tool. So if you're doing multiple tools in one day, you are eating away hours of the day.
Fair enough. My only concern was with the fact that with this new proficiency training, would this also work alongside the how the magic item stuff and creation that you gave us before? Would that also be the same as it is, or would it be different?
What do you mean? Like, are the rules for creating magic items and scrolls and things
Correct.
changing?
Yes, considering with this new proficiency training and whatnot.
I would say no. The rules that we that were last given for making magic items and such, those are remaining the same.
Oh, okay. Ooh, actually, then I will keep these tools. I will just look for a trainer to do some training.
Okay.
And yeah, basically do some training and then try to check up on the tower request
Okay.
if possible.
The tower request being for your spell scrolls.
Correct.
Okay. You will be getting those tomorrow.
Understood.
As far as things go for looking for a trainer, finding someone in Blackwall who works with wood carver's tools is not going to be overtly difficult, especially in the sort of setting you are in every day with your work in the tower. I would say it would depend on... I would say it would mainly depend on how you go about finding them. So what I'll ask for you right now, I'm going to have you make 2 rolls. First, roll me I'm going to call it an investigation check.
Investigation check.
Just to see how quickly you're able to find one.
Alright, let me put this on normal. This is on public. Just don't want to accidentally have that reroll as a... accidentally roll to GM on anything again.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation.
That's a public roll. Let's go.
Yay! 24.
Yippee. 24. Okay. You are able to find one pretty quickly. Roll me 2d4 and take the lower roll.
Alright. 2.
Okay. It will take you 2 hours upon this new day to find someone who is willing to train you. So,
Okay.
not overtly long. Do you want to go ahead and spend that time to do your next training check?
I would, actually, if that is permissed.
That is totally fine. Are you going to spend the 4 hours, or are you going to do an extensive session and do 8 hours?
Seeing as how the scrolls aren't coming in until tomorrow, I can afford an 8 hour.
Okay. Then you will, for this total training session, you will expend 6 gold. So mark that off of your sheet. And then roll me a d10. And you're looking for a 1 or a 2 on this check. Okay, that is a 6.
That is a 6.
You can choose to re-roll. I can't imagine why you would not want to re-roll if you're spending the time anyway, but the rules say you can choose. I like the idea that you can choose to re-roll and take either result. So there is a reality where someone goes, yeah, I spent the extra 4 die. One of these is a successful check, but I'm gonna take the one that causes me to fail. So roll me
You would be
another D10.
surprised.
I'm I'm not going to expend. I will stick with this.
Okay, but you know that you basically get the free check with the 8 hours.
Oh. Ew. Oh, I thought you were saying free, give up one of the My apologies.
No. You
I'm
can still
stupid.
roll your inspiration, but when you spend the 8 hours with a trainer, the way it rolls is that you can instead choose to re-roll the dice and take either result, which implies that you could still you could one spend the extra time to get the reroll, then not use it, or use it and then not take the better result.
I
which
will.
is
I will do that then. I'll take the 2.
Okay. That is a 2.
Yeah.
That is a successful training check. All right, Solomon. With the help of your trainer, who is going to, for now, remain unnamed, you are able to make significant progress in your training. Your training die going forward is now going to be a D8.
Okay. Definitely taking that.
We're
Alrighty.
learning, chat. We're starting to understand.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Knowledge. Is power.
Knowledge. The more you know.
Okay. That is effectively going to take up the majority of your day, Solomon. So you will still have time to do things later on in the day, but I think we'll put a pin in that and come back to you in a little bit, if that's cool.
Take all the time you need, buddy.
Perfect.
I'm happy with this.
Okay. I see we have a couple of things being discussed in the Discord. CG, you say that Copper's gonna primarily focus on repairs today. He will be around if anyone needs him, but that the repairs are your primary focus today. You're supervising.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're making sure your inventory is protected and your inventory, in quotes, is squirreled away. And I see that Leith is helping you.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So what I'm going to have from you, Copper, is that we are essentially going to make an ability check for the workers, to see if they are able to work on your repairs, essentially at an expedited rate, putting you on a path to have them done ahead of schedule. So what I need from you in this moment, I need you to roll me a D100.
Flipping out the D100s.
36.
Okay. They remain on track. They do not fall behind, but they do not go at an accelerated pace either.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. No news is good news.
Mm-hmm.
But that is going to be the majority of your day. I do have that you had a couple other things you wanted to do, but I take it you're putting those off for a little later?
Yes.
Okay. So that will likely be the majority of at least your day hours. Lath, are you going to be with him for the majority of that time, I take it?
Yeah,
Understood.
I really don't have anywhere else to be today, so
Okay. And I will mark that down for both of you. I'm kind of going in chronological order here from what I'm seeing in the Discord. Pact, you are up. You are at Yelana's shop when it opens. You get ready to begin your training for your gun proficiency.
Yeah.
Okay. So instead of having you pay for the firearm like what would normally you would normally need to in accordance to these rules, I'm essentially going to have you make a down payment. You're going to go ahead and put down 5 gold as a front to begin your lessons. And then you're going to, for your training today, you'll have to pay that standard cost again. So essentially, for
Okay,
this,
so 10 gold then?
yes, 10 gold if you're doing the 4 hours today, 15 if you are doing the 8 hours today. You will not have to do this down payment again. This is a one-time thing.
Let's go ahead and go for the 8 just so we can get enough time in.
Okay. Putting down 8 hours, so this will be the majority of your day hours. So, Pact, tell me, what is your dexterity modifier?
That would be a +4.
Excellent. +4. You are already well on your way with this. So, what I'm going to need you to roll, go ahead and mark down your starting die is a d6. And then for your firearm proficiency training, you are then I'm going to need you to roll me a d6. You'll have a successful check on a 1 or a 2, and because you are being trained by Yelana, you can choose to re-roll. You can choose to re-roll your die. So essentially, you're rolling with advantage. That's a 1. Perfect.
I was gonna say I don't need it.
A very successful first day. That means your die is now going to go down at the end of this day from a d6 to a d4. So you are now essentially entering the final legs of this training. So your proficiency bonus is a 3. What I will need from you is now to fully acquire this proficiency, you will need to make at least 3 successful training checks on the D4.
And you said consecutive.
They do not have to be consecutive. They can be over time. They are
Okay.
cumulative.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you are well on your way with your firearm proficiency. So well done.
What
there.
does he have? A gun!
He will.
Yes.
He will. Now, this is going to be you are continuing with this proficiency. There is also another thing that should be mentioned here, in that there is a gunsmith's kit. That is a tool proficiency. If you get into a situation where your gun is damaged or misfires and needs to be repaired, you can make checks to do it, to repair it without the kit. But if you run the risk of, without the kit, damaging it further and having to have it professionally repaired by someone like Yelana. So I would recommend, after you get the proficiency with the firearm proficiency, to then start investing time in proficiency in a gunsmith's kit, so that way you can clean and do maintenance on your weapon in the field at home and don't have to rely on a professional gunsmith to do that work for you.
Yeah, it also sounds cheaper too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, massively cheaper to do it yourself. But just something to consider. Alrighty. I see Simmery is going to start their day by going to the unnamed alchemy shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
After sleeping in a bit.
Yes. A little later in the morning. Simmery, you make your way out to Neria's alchemy shop once more. You make your way inside, and they kind of give you that, not cold shoulder, but just kind of straight face when you enter the building. Oh, it's you. I take it you're here to find out about what progress I've made.
Yep. You would be correct.
Come this way. And she
I
will
follow.
she will actually walk you into a bit of a back room. This back room, the back rooms. I watched
Out now in theaters?
Yeah, I watched that movie yesterday. It's quite good. I liked it. This back room is essentially a lab that she has taken you into. And you can see upon one of these tables that vial that you gave her is it is being held by a set of like metal prongs on the desk. Sorry, 1 second. Okay.
Your second is up. I'm just kidding.
I have been told that I am going to be needed for tomorrow.
Mhm.
So we're going to take that into consideration with our game time for today. For those at home, I am being requested for work tomorrow morning. So we will be wrapping up game a little earlier than normal, but not overly so. But
Okay.
Okay.
Simri, you see that some of the liquid within this vial has been withdrawn. You assume likely for testing purposes. And she kind of walks you over to this this sort of table that's been splayed out with all these different like test tubes and vials and beakers and all sorts of things. It looks like she's put some significant work into looking into this. It's a rather rudimentary concoction, but it was meticulously made with great care. I don't remember. I have this feeling in the back of my head that I've kind of read this out before, so if I have, feel free to stop me short. The primary component is small amounts of flambeau viper venom, something quite hard to acquire this far from the Grey Marshes, but something that doesn't require much additional adjusting. On top of that, there are traces of herbs known for their sedative properties, valerian root, chamomile, etc., likely to make the target drowsy in the event that they're able to resist the viper components of the venom. This concoction has definitely been made for the purpose of immobilizing and incapacitating rather than eliminating. There is another component, though, something on old, even. I have yet to be able to determine its origin and purpose, but I'd wager that this is likely the signature ingredient of this mixture. I'll need more time, but with that time, I can likely decipher more.
How much time?
Depends
Any
on,
estimate would be good.
Depends on how long. Depends on how well my experimentations go. It could be anywhere from a couple days to a week, maybe even 2 weeks if things are slow. It's a tedious task working with what I like to refer to as homebrew materials. But this was definitely made with someone who knew that what they were doing.
Yeah, it did. Okay. See if you can see what you can do within 2 days. Preferably that's when I need it by, but if not, then take your time after that.
I'll see what I can get done in that 48-hour time frame.
I'm actually gonna reopen that, but I don't think I have enough gold to buy a poison and to pay for how much this is gonna cost. Was that link? The library. Yeah, because I think the cheapest poison, yeah, 150. That's all of my money. Not all of my money. I'd be left with 6 gold, but still.
Make me... I'm going to right now determine what your cost for her work is going to be. Make me a general charisma check.
Okay. I have okay charisma. That is a 14, though.
Okay. You're going to be looking at roughly about 10 gold per day's work, as far as cost goes. So
Not
you can go ahead
terrible.
and pay it all off now for that 48-hour sort of stint if you want, or you can go ahead and pay today's cost for her to work and then continue tomorrow, whichever you deem fit.
Is would that be how much for the 2 days? Just making sure I'm
20 gold.
20. Okay. Yeah, I could do the 20 gold for now, just to get it out of the way.
Okay. You go ahead and preemptively pay for the 2 days' work. Is there anything else you're wanting to purchase in the meantime?
I don't have the money for it, so no. I'll actually do.
Unless you take this pocket lid and this bottle
No.
cap.
Yeah. Actually, I won't do that.
Do you accept pieces of string? Looks at the sign. Does not accept pieces of string.
Fuck.
Do
That was my
you
only
accept-
backup.
Do you accept IOUs?
Do you accept funny little doodles by a child?
I'm gonna be so honest. This is the kind of woman that would spit in your face if you tried to barter with her with an IOU.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's silly, I joke, but is that spit laced with acid? Because I feel like that would also be accurate.
Maybe,
You don't know.
but not like melt your insides acid, like drug acid.
Oh
Oh, you'll be feeling funny.
Have a great trip, she says as you walk out the door and fall on your face. After that, Simri actually wants to go to, you told me, but this was like way at the beginning, the Temple of the God of Safe Travels.
Hold a moment. I'm just checking our DMs.
It was a long time ago. I don't even
Yes,
remember how I
and
asked the question.
I remember we had this conversation. I'm just trying to find it. I just want to cross-reference with what I
Yeah.
actually told you.
Let's see how many times we've typed "Oh my God" in our DMs by
I was
searching
about to
God.
say, I'm
Oh
gonna
my god.
start.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna start by searching. Wow, even putting. Was this in our DMs or was this in our text messages?
This was in DMs, I believe. I hope.
Because even like
If it's
looking up
in-
the god that I think it was about, that comes up with nothing.
I can
You
You
check.
did send me a list of the entire pantheon or something like that.
Yeah, there is a reference to the entire pantheon, but I'm wanting to make sure that I'm just wanting to double check with the because I remember I gave Bun a
It was in
reference-
text message.
Ah,
October 10th.
would you mind forwarding that to me? Yeah, I sent Bun.
Forwarding.
I believe it was 3 specific temples that she could look into for what she's trying to find right now. So I'm just cross-referencing with what I had, with what I sent.
The way I copied it on my phone and then I got on my computer and tried to paste it to her DM. Not how that works. There you go.
Let's see. Yes. Okay. Yes, this is what this is why I was cross-referencing, because a lot of these fit what you're looking into as far as the god of safe travel. So
Mhm.
you could look into the temple of Kromtuthorm or Kromtuthrom or Krom, which is the god of storms and sky. Moana, or the Tide Mother, which is the goddess of the oceans. Or, based on what I said before, you can look into the Dawn Lord, Oskandur, who is the god of sun and light, which a lot of travelers worship as far as wanting those clear skies during travel. So, whichever one you're wanting to look into specifically of the three I gave you.
It'll probably be Moana, just because, like we mentioned, it's the one that makes the most sense for how Simri traveled. And that would just be the one she had gone to the most.
As far
At
as
this
what you're
point,
looking for, I would say the one that is the most appropriate as well. That is also in Blackwell, the one most beloved by the seafarers, given
Really?
the obvious. Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Simri might stop at the Dawn Lord. That's But yeah, first we're gonna go to the Temple of Moana.
Okay. Give me just a moment. I'm looking for a particular image. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
Yeah, it's gonna take a couple days, CG. Hopefully she'll be able to have the concoction figured out. There's one ingredient she's missing currently, which she believes is like the basis of the venom or the poison. She doesn't exactly know how long it'll take though.
Understood.
But I paid for the 2 days that it's probably gonna take minimum to get it figured out. Luckily, that was only like 10 gold per day.
All right. Well, now I'm up to date.
And right now, I'm going, as you know, I'm going to a temple. May even be 2 temples. 2 temples in 1 day. Who am I?
Not Lathe, that's for sure.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if my mic picked that up, but that was me dropping my fucking keyboard. Don't let people tell you that having thick thighs is a good thing. No, your keyboard slides right off of them.
There you are. I found my reference. Give me just a moment.
Yippee! Yes, up to 36. I think this is one of the only other places Simri goes when she's feeling just a little bit anxious. I almost said angsty. She's always feeling angsty.
Sorry, I had this reference ready, but I did not have it in game, which is what I'm doing. I'm just making sure I'm also confirming the artist's details.
How dare you?
Proper credit.
Valid.
We love our artists in this house.
Yeah. I'd hope so.
Yes.
You've been lying to me this whole time
else.
if you didn't.
Yeah. Bondu, I have some crazy news for you. No. Okay. As is appropriate when looking for the temple for the goddess of the sea, you make your way down to the most fitting district of town of Blackwell to find it, which is the Dock District. I'll kind of have you do what I had Solomon do a little bit ago, and I'm going to have you make me an investigation check to see how quickly you can find this.
Okay. Not good. 6.
Okay.
Thinking about poison.
It does take you a bit of time. Go ahead and roll me a d8 and pray you low roll.
I haven't
Roll
I haven't
low.
been here in a while. Wow.
No.
Yeah, can I use my inspiration on this? Fuck you.
I would. Or if you want to use an inspiration on the investigation check.
5.
Okay. That's still a pretty significant amount of time. I will allow you to, should you choose, after about the 2-hour mark, you're
Oh, no.
beginning to get a bit frustrated. You're beginning to think maybe it isn't in the dock district. You can, if you want, give up the search, save some time, and try and come back later.
Yeah, because then she would probably just go to the Temple of the Dawn Lord instead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
unless that's also super far away, then she would just go back to the copper base.
It would require another check.
Maybe
And at
another day.
by the time you're hitting this 2-hour mark, you're already approaching midday because you slept in, even maybe a little bit after, maybe into the closer early afternoon of like 1 o'clock. So if you're willing to spend that time to look, which at that point it's a question of, is that really a better use of your time rather than just finishing your search here or doing something else?
Yeah, well, Simri doesn't really have anything else to do in her day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legitimately, most of her stuff is during the night at this point. So...
Okay. I will let you determine how you want to proceed then. If you want to just continue the search, or if you want to cut it while you're ahead, as it were.
I mean, like I said, she just switched to looking for the Temple of the Dawnfather, so a different one.
Okay. I'm gonna need another investigation check.
I
Oh,
almost
Lord.
hit intimidation. 12.
Okay. That's better than what you had before. Roll me a d6. If you get a 3 or higher, this is gonna be really funny.
Don't do this to me, roll 20. Fuck!
Oh.
Simri doesn't really follow gods, so her finding them, even worse. Even though there's whole temples in the city.
Sorry, I'm making a note.
Uh-huh.
So, again, after about 2 to 3 hours of this, you're getting a bit frustrated. Do you see it through, or do you cut while you're ahead?
No, after not being able to find the second one, Simri will just leave.
Okay. So that is essentially a waste of 4 hours of searching. As
She
you
got her cardio in, though.
Yeah, you got a lot of walking in. You spend 2 hours looking for the you spend 2 hours looking for the Church of the Tide Mother. You spend 2 hours looking for the Church of Oskendor. You are unable to find either. I will have you mark those the amount of time you spent searching down, though. What that is going to do is that your result, or I say result, those 2 hours you spend for each of them are going to be applied for when you roll for them again later.
Wouldn't Simri have an easier time finding the Temple of Moana, given that she's gone there before, though?
Have you been there
My brain
before?
just clicked. Yeah, we talked about Simri's been there before.
I would say not now,
It's
because
why
we've
it's-
already squared it
yeah.
away, but it will matter for
Yeah.
next time. That would have given you that honestly, depending on how many times you've been, you may not have even needed to roll.
Cool. Okay.
So, no for now, but we will make sure we address that the next time you look for it.
Mhm.
Making a note.
Yeah, she goes back home.
Okay. A bit frustrated spending these long hours searching, you probably stop and get something to eat too, because it's occurring to you, you're getting hungry as you have spent all your time awake walking. But you return back to the Copper Piece, where you help attend to the repairs currently going on. Oh, Simri.
Zimri, do you talk about how, like, you couldn't find it?
I think Bun might have stepped away.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lath has a map.
That's true!
Yeah, that would have helped. Perhaps a recommendation for all members of the party. Regardless of how long you've been here. But we'll put a pin in things for Simri at the moment, and we will return to Simri in a little bit. That is unfortunately going to take up the majority of Simri's day, as now it's beginning to get into... By the time Simri returns back to the Copper Piece, it's going to be roughly 3 encroaching upon 4 o'clock.
Valid enough.
To that end, I believe most people have decided on what they wanted to do with their daytime hours, but I'm gonna go ahead and make last calls for anything. I believe I've touched on everyone, though.
I'm good.
Going once? Going twice?
Besides the fight, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, there was a question I had. I had it listed in my to-do list. I'm not sure if we actually did it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Did I begin my research into Svetlana?
You have not yet.
He might do that this evening if he has time. He is obviously focused on the stuff going on at the Copper Piece, though. Who are all these men in my my living space and workspace?
You can begin your research into Svetlana this in-game night if you wish. If you plan to attend PAX Fight, though, that will affect your ability to investigate, to do that research. So just something to be aware of.
That's fair.
It won't keep you from doing it, but it will affect your DC to get specific informations.
That's fair. I think I am going to peruse that option because he is going to be there with... he is going to attend the fight.
Okay. Understood. Alrighty. So as we leave the daytime hours and we go into the nighttime hours, the evening hours, obviously the big matter to attend to is PAX Fight. But before we touch on that, I do want to go ahead and just kind of gauge the room and see what people are wanting to do currently. If anyone has any matters. I guess, actually, point of order, who is planning on attending PAX Fight tonight? Copper is. Who
I
else
am.
is? Lath is, okay.
Simri will. She'll just be a little late.
Okay.
Probably. It depends on if she finds who she finds, but...
Okay. I will, for all intents and purposes, say that Bulk is going to be there as well.
Yes.
I guess the better question, is there anyone who is not going to be there?
Solomon probably won't be there.
Okay.
Well, fine, whatever, dude.
Solomon being the only pet member of the party to not be there. Let me actually roll to see
Party
if Q
pooper.
would be there. I'm not even fully sure if Q knows.
No, I don't. Unless Pax
I-
talked about it.
So, I believe that he would have been aware of the previous one at the very least, right? Because he and Semri went to go do talk to their informant while it was happening in the background.
Yeah. I will make a history check for him. Oh my god, I get to roll on a sheet. Oh my god. I will make
the sheet that you won't accidentally delete this time.
Oh my god, no way.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No.
I will make a history check for him and just see if he remembers. That's a 14. That was 2 GM. That was not meant to be 2 GM. But that is a 14. So he would remember. The question is, would he be there in attendance? And to that, I need to roll based on what I currently have him doing, because Q is also doing some stuff. So I am going to, in this moment, I'm going to make this simple, and I'm going to just roll a D100. If
We love our D100s today.
On a 1 to 50, he will not be there. On a 51 to 100, he will be there. Okay. He is not going to be there. He is, for all intents and purposes, busy. Busy, TM. So something to take into account for when we handle the business of the fight. But before the fight happens, is there anything that folks are wanting to do? The fight is going to be roughly from the 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock sort of margin, roughly around that time. So if anyone has things they want to do in the late afternoon, early evening, speak now or forever hold your schmeats.
My schmeats?
Your schmeats.
Hey, yo.
That does beg
what?
the question. I don't know if we ever really set a time to when the night owls start appearing, but would that be around the time?
Basically, the night owls, where business really begins to get conducted. Some are bold enough to do that business in the day, but usually it's nightfall when the majority of their business is takes place, and that is usually. I'm trying to think about winter sunsets.
Ew.
Hold on.
Oh shit, he's Googling, guys.
So we are at the point of the year where the sun would be setting a bit earlier in the evening. So sunset would likely be closer to, like, I'll say for all intents and purposes, roughly around 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later.
Duh.
Duh.
Not again, man. We just got rid of that shit.
This is me just trying. This is me just trying to determine how late Semri may be. Like, she will either miss the entire thing, or she'll only miss, like, 30 minutes.
What are you trying to do?
See if Laura's around, to see if she has any extra thoughts, see if she's made any progress. I say progress.
I will say,
Motions
I was about to
toward
say,
or
it's only been a
decision.
day since you last talked to her.
Yeah. This is more of, like, a check-in to see how her brain is going.
Mhm. I would say if you're just talking to Laura, you likely could, depending on where she is in the city, well, you know what? Actually, here. We'll leave it up to dice roll. Make me an investigation check, given that you have become familiar with her frequent hotspots. I'll let you make this check with advantage.
Yippee! Oh my god. Yes, I'm using an inspiration.
Okay.
Wow.
Sounded like you said, what happened?
No, I said, well, no, I won't.
Okay.
And it's not super important to Semri to do this. It's just kind of more like just a general check.
Mhm.
If she's around.
It's pretty middling. So what I'm going to say is that I'm going to have you roll a d6. On a result of 1 to 3, you will miss part of Pax fight. On a result of 4 to 6, you will miss the whole thing.
Oh, God. Yippee!
You will arrive late to the fight, but you will still be able to catch it. This interaction between you and Laura will likely do mostly above game. What sort of...
Yeah, that's fine.
What sort of specific questions do you have for her?
Thank you, Nug. Goodness
Oh,
gracious.
My dog.
He's barking at the wind.
The wind's at first.
It usually does. No, Simri's mostly just looking for where her head is at after maybe getting it cleared last night.
Overall...
Or, just getting head in general.
Yeah, Ayo. As far as where her head's at, she's still firmly in the idea of getting that parliament going. Really trying to lay the groundwork of that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as doing that goes, she has, as far as you're able to tell, she has been getting that ball rolling and has been not necessarily gauging interest, but more or less taking a head count of individuals who really truly should be involved in that parliament. Currently, her list, aside from you, herself, Adder, and Diaz, her list currently consists of about 2 other names.
Okay.
She is looking to at least come up with a total of 8 before this whole thing commences.
Makes sense.
She's looking for a group of 8 people who she can, for a simple term, trust with this sort of meeting that she's looking to put together.
Yeah. Simri would just ask to be kind of kept in the loop of this going on. More than, Laura coming, Simri finding Laura, like if anything changes, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
AKA above game. This is a thing I will be keeping my eye on. Thank you.
You're welcome, Smile. Okay.
And then there's a Simri shaped outline left in the booth of whatever tavern or bar we were at as Simri runs out the door to make it Pax fight.
Put one of those like cartoon fucking holes in the wood.
Yeah. You know what? Simri scuttles up the fucking walls again and leaves through a hole in the ceiling they didn't know existed.
Okay. Alrighty. Trying to find something for me real fast. Where are you? That's not what I want!
That's too damn bad!
I have a
Strips on the
specific
fucking
website that I
pavement.
like to reference, and it seems to have vanished from the ether.
Uh-oh. Goodbye.
Oh dear.
Ouch. I just imagine Simri tripping on the fucking pavement like a fucking me and Tamagotchi.
that's concerning. Well,
Uh-oh.
it's not a huge deal. It's a little unfortunate, but it's not a huge deal. Well, that's fine. Okay. Who else has any business that they would like to conduct before Pax fight?
Is this when I would be doing the research, or would it be after?
I would say the majority of it would likely have to be after.
That's fine then. I'll wait.
Okay. Anyone else?
This is for evening downtime activities, correct?
Yes.
There is one thing I'd like to do, and it's only going to take an hour.
Okay.
I'd like to do some aerial reconnaissance over the academy.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Okay.
And I will do it with... Let me just mark this. So I'll take this one off. Flock of familiars, and I will choose 3 owls.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm now being stubborn right now. I'll have to come back to this in a minute. I'm still trying to find this fucking resource, but again, I'll come back to it in a bit.
I feel that, man. I feel that.
I don't know where it's gone.
Bingo, bye-bye.
Zalman, you take the time to try and get some sort of lead as to where you all are seeking to infiltrate. You summon your 3 owls, and you send them outward to try and investigate the airspace around the university.
Mm-hmm. I will try to keep them about 100 feet above, if not at least 110.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they aren't really catching too much attention, and I'll make sure to send them during the night. Not have them land anywhere in the facility within the grounds,
Mm-hmm.
but just kind of remaining over, like, kind of like how a UAV would be flying over, like, around a targeted area.
Mm-hmm.
As my child is looking at me after saying this.
You send your flock of familiars to scout out the college grounds. They fly out from Blackwall proper, make their way over the titular black walls, and fly out northward/westward, kind of northwest, along that road to the university. The university you are well familiar with. You have likely even attended lectures there, or maybe even given one, as they are regularly hiring experts in particular fields to conduct sort of continued learning, not just for students but alumni as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're already a little familiar with the campus itself, but every time you look at that building, it kind of leaves you in awe for a little bit, as, again, it's less of a standard university. It is very grandiose. It was meant to initially be a seat of royalty for Blackwall before it was not decommissioned, but was sort of repurposed. As you are flying overhead, your owls begin to sort of get eyes on what's going on. The sun has gone down at this point, and so it is a bit difficult to see. Go ahead and make me, with the 3 of them, I'm going to say this is going to be overall 1 perception check with advantage.
Okay. They do have dark vision up to 120 feet, and they have advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing and sight. So I'll just put that advantage. Just 1 roll, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 1 roll deception. I'll take a 21.
21, okay. Sorry, I just posted a message in my my works group chat, and I always forget that I changed my name in the group chat to something funny, and so every time I see it now, I laugh. So, not every time, I'm getting caught up in my own speech. As they begin to sort of coast around the edge of the university's airspace, they are able to look down towards the center of the overall structure, which is a rather significant open courtyard. So the university is, in itself, it is a rather large compound. It is a walled compound, not quite up to the same sort of, I'll use the word category as Blackwall with its walls, but the walls are reminiscent of walls that one would use for a fortress or a castle, as it were.
All right, so kind of a lower caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other thing you're able to make out, which you're already pretty familiar with, is that the university is sort of stationed not quite on a cliffside, but on an elevated bit of terrain, as it were. Sorry, I'm actually been looking for my notes on the university, and they have escaped me. I wanted to give you more in-depth stuff because there it is. The university, it sits on the edge by the beach of the Gulf on this elevated piece of terrain. You could call it a cliff, but it's more of a hill. But the overall university upon this terrain is elevated about 80 feet above the water down below.
Okay.
Alongside that, there is a boathouse with a dock that, as well as usually several boats, anywhere from roughly 6 to 8, that are owned by the university down on the water. As far as the university itself goes, it is a pretty open courtyard. There are a number of buildings that, for the most part, are interconnected. You know that the university has like its own premier library. It houses most of its classes in one of 3 different buildings based on specialization. Almost all of them magic centric. There is its own chapel on campus. As you are coasting the edge of the airspace, you're able to primarily look down and see into this, again, rather open courtyard where you are noticing that there is a rather significant amount of additional decorations and structures like statues and banners and all sorts of things. It looks like I'll use the word construction, or at least I'll use the word construction. Construction for the overall ceremony has begun. It is when you begin to, even 100 feet above, when you begin to enter the airspace around the university, that something interesting happens. As as your familiars begin to make their way into the airspace proper, you feel not that they are disrupted, but you feel your mental connection with them. It's severed. It's almost like somebody turns off the TV while you're watching it. And as you're taking in the sensation, the sudden loss of feel, of sight, of focus, you feel a hand grasp you upon the shoulder. You are sort of startled awake as you are shaken, and a voice seemingly in your ear shouts, "Filthy rat!" You sort of snap out of your trance in the midst of your workspace. And I need 2 things from you. 1, give me a general wisdom check.
Alright, a general wisdom check. Okay, that's just a normal check, so...
Yes.
Let me switch this back to normal. Wisdom. 7.
Widow's so good.
There is a sensation that has momentarily coursed through your body. It's almost like, you know that feeling you get when, like, a part of your body has fallen asleep? Like your foot, your hand, that, like, staticky feeling?
Yeah.
You have that almost as, like, a singular wave throughout your body. Like a cold chill, almost. Except it is like this pulse of this loss of feeling. This static that courses through you. The other thing I need from you, give me a sanity save, please.
Oh boy. Okay, sanity saving throw. That's an 11.
Okay. I need to reference something really fast. Give me a moment. Okay. Solomon, I need you to do me a favor. Roll me
Copy
a
that.
D100.
Yeah, boy. D100s. That's gonna be a fun one. Yeah. I got 57.
Solomon,
What up?
this sensation, whatever it was that coursed throughout your form, this sensation you felt, this sort of static, this loss of sense, it seems to linger in a very unnatural way. Solomon, for the next... Hold on. For the next 16 hours, you are blinded.
Interessante.
If you're able to find someone who is able to perform greater restoration on you, you can heal this immediately. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait out the clock. What were you gonna say, bud?
At least he's not going to PAX fight.
Yeah.
What happened to him with a left or a right?
This man exists to poke the bear when no one else is looking.
I want it to be known
Someone
that
has to.
J-Frost asked for this. Y'all saw
Hey, someone has to.
Y'all saw... Where's the image I posted a few weeks ago here in our chat? Hold on, let me find it.
Someone has to poke the bear in the name of science.
Frost, you say this, but you actively take jabs at the bear, while I wait for my pokes.
J-Frost is in the best way I can express the human or the D&D personification of not Bear Grylls, of the crocodile hunter. Look at there, right there, that's a DM. That's one of the most dangerous creatures in all of storytelling. One roll of a die and I'm gone.
They're hyped up on enough caffeine to kill 20 players. I'm gonna jab it with this sharp stick in the eye.
I'm trying to find the image because it is really funny. But I might need to wait for waiter is what I about said.
It might also be in your out of context quotes for I currently have him on my
the child.
Mine. Hold on, let me. Oh, sorry, bud.
Oh.
Here, would you like to say hello? Yeah, hello.
Hi, Riley. So, the question
He's
is...
looking at the screen like, what the heck is that?
The question is... Do you... Well, I guess actually that is a question of in itself. What do you do?
Huh. Well... This is a whole new sensation. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun by basically... So I'm blinded.
Correct.
Huh. Did I lose full connection to my owls? Like, are they... Is it, like, gone?
That's a good question. Make me an Arcana check.
Okay, Arcana check. Let's see how well I could fuck this one up. Sorry, Riley, you shouldn't have heard that word. Oh, I can mess this one up.
Get him learning early.
Sooner or later. I was gonna say, he was gonna learn that shit sooner or later.
Yeah, roll 20. You're really wanting to bend me over and find me in the Alps today. That's a 10.
You get the feeling. Also, I found it. I mean this with all sincerity and seriousness, my good friend. Will you beat the absolute fucking shit out of Solomon for me from J Frost?
Yes, and the baby smile.
Kind of as previously mentioned, you don't get the impression that they were necessarily severed or that they were necessarily disrupted, because you still feel like you have that sense of concentration upon them. You're able to still feel them. However, you are not able to connect to them. That mental connection has been severed.
If that's the case, I am going to probably... I'm gonna blind man this by, I'll probably drop the spell then.
Okay. You willingly drop the spell, and notably, you do feel that sensation of them dissipating, like you would normally.
Okay.
Now, what I need from you in this moment is to make me another Arcana check.
Okay. Canna. Oh, find me in the Alps, you absolute butt wipe.
Man, that's weird. If you have inspiration, you can reroll it.
No.
No, you're letting it ride?
Yeah, I'm gonna let it ride just because I have a feeling I'm gonna need those inspiration for day of or something else.
Okay. Man, that's weird. You haven't experienced
Mm.
that before. That's weird.
Yeah, that's extremely weird. I'm gonna blind man this now that they're gone. I'll expend another second level to resummon find familiars or flock of familiars.
Okay.
I'm going with some some crows to basically do some familial mimicry and act as my seeing eye birds to kind of help me as I'm using my staff as a blind man's walking cane. Get to the door, opening it up, and try to get some assistance from the tower of, hey, I've gone suddenly blind. Can I get some help here?
Make
So-
me, as it is the evening, the apropos night shift. Go ahead and make me. I'm gonna call this a survival check. You're not gonna have disadvantage because you've got the help from your seeing eye birds.
Yes. Thank you, Pastore Presenti and Futorum. Alright, survival check. Alright. Oh, thank you, sweet, merciful baby Jeebus. 17.
You are not able to find someone who is immediately able to correct your condition. However, you are able to find someone who is able to help you at least alleviate it. That time where you are going to be blinded is going to go down from that 16 hours to 8 hours.
Perfect, I will sleep that away.
Okay.
That's it for me, Chief. That's all I can do.
Okay.
But we'll make note of that.
Yes, you should. Alrighty. That handles Solomon's business for the moment. Does anyone else have any business before PAX fight?
Nope.
Bun says nope. So I believe, unless River does.
I don't have anything.
Okay. Then the next matter of business we will tackle will be PAX fight. Before we do that, I believe this is a good point to have a bio break.
Break.
Break. Alrighty, friends. Thank you for joining us so far. We're going to take a little bit of time. We're going to take a little bit of a breaky-do. And when we come back, we shall continue. So, thank you all for joining us. We'll be back in a few minutes. And with that, we are back. Hello. Alrighty, my friends. So, as we get back into things, let's get a bit more serious music going. Let's go with... I guess I could technically go ahead and throw on battle music, but I'm not going to do it yet because we're not quite there yet. What about this? Yeah, I'll work. Alrighty. As we get back into things, our scene descends down into the depths of Blackwall, into the underbelly known as Vera's Hollow. Pact, you have your fight with the Viper Gromash here in just a little bit. What are you doing to prepare as in the final minutes before going out there?
Pact, it will definitely take some of the antitoxin that he has in that flask before going out. And he isn't gonna be really doing anything special. Just kind of getting himself mentally there.
As you are there, kind of preparing yourself both physically and mentally, you are approached by a figure that you are familiar with. A large tiger leonin individual. At first, you might mistake them for Bulk, but it is actually still an individual who is relatively similar looking to Bulk, but is in fact one Valen. Another one of the pit fighters that you actually fought in the previous round. You are getting ready.
Pack.
Good.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say Pack will just kind of nod as he approaches. Yeah, I just trying to make sure that I don't mess this up. I'm not fighting for me.
I support that sentiment, but are you prepared to deal with the consequences of not... I shouldn't say giving it all, but doing what is necessary. This opponent is not going to be like your last few. This one will end your life if you are not careful.
I've long since had the thought of not going for the pin on this one. I'm going to knock them out. And I'm going to expose them for who they are.
Well, if you require a little bit of more assistance, I have something for you that maybe could be of some benefit.
How so?
And he is going to hand to you a small kit, smaller than that of a jewelry box. It almost looks like a scroll case, but it's got like a lid across the top that you use to open.
He will open it up.
Inside, you see what appears to be a sort of... It's not a knuckle, but it's almost like a tea brace that you hold in your hand, kind of like for like the wine corkscrews that you see. And fitted with it is a not overly long but very thin needle. And along it is, or aside this contraption, is a bottle, a black bottle with unknown, wow, the word is gone. We'll say unknown material.
I'm gonna say components. Materials also works.
Components is a good term. This is something that the man you are about to face has commissioned for himself. If you are looking to ensure your victory, they likely won't expect you to have one of similar make.
How did you come across this?
Let's just say this quarry I've had my eye on for some time.
He kind of thinks about it, and this is very tempting. I'm just not.
I will not.
Sorry.
I will not force you to make one decision over another. I am merely providing you with options to level the playing field, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Joe?
Above game. I'm trying to find it in my notes. Where's my control F? Yeah, I don't have it listed here. Gramash, are they a lizard folk or a Yuan-Tu?
They are. I will double check, but I believe they are a lizard folk. Should be
Okay.
on the Hoops channel, but let me make sure.
I should
Actually,
have there first.
you know what? I think they're UNT, which is why I gave them the name the Viper, because it's a little on the nose, but let me just double check.
Mm-hmm. Lizard folk. Cobra lizard folk.
Great.
Yeah, I didn't have it in my notes, but it was right there in Humst. Pact would know that lizard folk are not like they're about as normal to. They can be affected by poison just like everybody else, right?
I'd say make me a medicine check or a nature check.
Oh. Medicine's better. Oopsies, that should not have been with advantage. That's a 6.
It seems plausible, but you have not dealt with too many lizard folk to really be absolutely sure of that.
Pact will definitely try it on and hide it as best as he can. If it doesn't look passable, he will drop it.
So when you, this is essentially a punch dagger. When you have this held in your palm, you tighten your grip around it to make a fist, and the needle goes up between your middle finger and your ring finger, roughly about half an inch. It should be pretty easy to keep it hidden, especially with how thin the needle is.
I'm just imagining the assassin's blades.
If you were to douse it with this poison prior to your fight, you could likely give him a nasty surprise, should you feel so inclined.
Okay. Yeah, he will try to, kind of hide it on his person.
For reference, the thinness of this needle, it's like a really fine syringe needle. So it is pretty fucking thin. But someone who's a bit more observant may be able to make it out if you're not overly careful.
Yeah. Okay. He will try to, be very, very cautious about it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll look towards Valen. Gotta do what we can to survive, huh?
Normally I am one who is in full support of keeping things fair and just, but your opponent is not a fair and just man. Thus,
No.
I echo that you do what is necessary.
I will do what I can. I don't make any promises, but I do aim to win.
Then when you stand there victorious over your opponent, know that I will be there with you, proud of how far you have come.
Pact will nod and just kind of he will kind of raise his fist up for a fist bump.
He seems not taken back by the gesture, but almost like for a moment, like, what do I do? Until he kind of puts it together and he also gives you a fist bump.
Sure, that is fair play, and he'll just kind of after he would have taken the shot of antitoxin, he would have just made his way towards the entrance ramp or entrance way.
Good luck tonight, grasshopper. So, Pact, you have now been given a punch injector. This overall does not give you any sort of benefit to your damage or attack rolls. However, if you take an action to coat the injector with poison or another similar substance prior to a fight or even in a fight, that poison you can use as a one-time in addition to your next unarmed strike for up to a minute.
And you mentioned that it already had some, like, you said it
came.
I was gonna say vicious.
It came with what you determined to be some arbitrary form of poison along with the injector. At least in this kit that Valen has given you.
Okay. Trying to think if I could just get it now, but if it's a minute, I might have to wait.
If you want to do it now, I will say that you'll have it ready for when the fight begins.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. Alrighty. So you'll have that ready. It is a free action to equip it, and it does have the light property, so it can count as a monk weapon. But overall, this is ultimately just something that you can do in addition to your regular unarmed strike. It's almost like, in a way, it's almost you're preparing a smite with your unarmed strike.
I was thinking like with how small it is and fitting by the ring finger, the assassin's blade, the hidden blade.
This is a standard poison. This isn't anything special. This is kind of your run-of-the-mill. So the DC for this, let me just double check. The DC for this is going to be...
Holding.
Lost my reference for it. Okay. This is a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. And on a failure, the target suffers the poison condition, but has otherwise no other effects.
Gotcha.
However, this can be used with other poisons as well. This is just what you have currently been given.
Sounds good.
Right. You make your way out to the fight pit, where the sort of introductions have already begun. For the sake of my throat, I am not going to do the loud, and there's this corner. But
No worries.
you are introduced first, with Gromash introduced second. Gromash is already there, kind of in the midst of this arena, with his arms crossed, waiting for you. And you are set to fight the Viper. He has this sort of overcoat slung over his shoulders, and as he is announced, he rolls his shoulders, and this overcoat falls to the mud behind him, where he then begins to walk forward, rolling his shoulders, cracks his neck, and as you two begin to take up your positions, he looks to you and he goes,
It's not too late to back out.
Funny. I was going to say the same thing to you.
Never in my life.
Me neither.
with that, let me get some music for us. Alrighty, packed. I would like for you to go ahead and roll me initiative.
Da, da, da. 13.
Okay. That is a 9 from Gromash. You are actually going to be going first. As he sort of takes up this kind of defensive stance, you see he kind of lets one arm almost like go kind of limp, and it kind of begins to swing back and forth as he readies for your attack.
Alrighty, gonna go hit him. I'm gonna smack him with a. Just gonna open up with just a thrust kick straight to the chest.
Okay, go ahead and roll me your attack.
Alright, I will hit the... I'm not going to go for the injector just yet. I will go for a stunning strike, though.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, a 21 will absolutely hit. Roll your damage as you come flying out of the gate and immediately make contact with his chest.
7.
7.
As well as a con save.
Okay. Let me real quick just check in something real fast. He is going to use his reaction for his uncanny dodge.
Ah, should have known.
And you see that as you go forward, that kick, it still lands firmly, but he seems to have already been moving backwards when it strikes, so you don't get the full thing. But you do send your surge of ki, your ambient energies, into him. It is going to be 7 down to 3, and then that is a con save. What is your DC for the stunning strike?
15.
15. That is a dirty 20, as you feel that pulse kind of go throughout his body, and he staggers momentarily, and he goes,
Not bad.
But you have
well, catch those overhead, idiot. 13.
A 13 does not hit, as you then try to catch him off guard with another overhead, but he backs up kind of like how he did before, and your heel goes into the mud.
Seeing as the technique is actually on fucking point, I'm gonna bonus actions patient defense.
Patient defense. Okay. Alrighty. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. As you ready your guard, he is upon you as he is going to come forward and he is going to take a swing on you. Is going to have disadvantage. That is still a 19.
That should it.
Okay. You are going to take 7 bludgeoning damage as he lurches forward as you're readying yourself, and he swings and cracks you across the jaw. You stagger momentarily, but you don't feel any sort of extra sensation behind it.
Suspicious. Is it too early for an insight to try and see if this is a setup?
Go ahead.
$18?
You get the impression that, kind of as what you're thinking, opening up with the poison immediately is a little on the nose. He's likely biding his time. He's gauging.
Okay.
But with that, he lurches back a little bit. Having struck you, he kind of collects himself once more, and he too is going to use his bonus action for patient defense. He's going to be ready for you. It is your turn.
Peck just hears Sebri from the crowd yell, "Kick his ass!"
He'll actually kind of look towards Gromash and say, "You're smarter than your reputation precedes. Surprised you don't lead with that."
Lead with what? Whatever could you be talking about?
I'm gonna kick sand in his eye.
Okay. All right. Are you you're attempting to blind him at least momentarily?
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll do a little bit of a custom rule for this. We'll make this the same as your key save DC. That's a 15, correct?
That is a 15.
Okay. I'm going to say he'll have advantage on this because he had the patient defense up. I know that's technically not what patient defense does, but we're kind of playing this by ear in this moment. So we'll say it applies. I'll have it applied to you as well, and if that becomes relevant. But let's see. Actually, not great. That is a 17. He will pass as he throws up his arm, but that will only count as one of your attacks, I will say.
As he's guarded his head, I'm going to work the body. Going for
it.
those abs.
Do it.
I will use the injector here, though.
Okay. As he takes that moment to guard and he blocks his own eyesight, you take the injector out and you go to swing on him. He's ready. It doesn't connect. He drops his guard low and bats your arm out of the way. But you don't believe he's caught onto the injector.
Is it too late to use my inspiration for that?
I'll allow it.
Appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
2 anyway.
Another 21. That will hit as he goes to block it, but you are able to beat him there as you strike him firmly in the abdomen, and you feel that needle sink in. A notable point when you pull out, the fineness of this needle and the shortness of its length does not leave a visible wound, or at least one that wouldn't require an observant eye, as it were. So that is 9 damage. I'm gonna
9
say
damage, and it's a DC 13 con save.
Okay. He is gonna uncanny dodge for that, and he's going to take half damage, but the important part is the poison. Let's see how well he does. That's a 10. As you connect with him, he backs up, and he looks like he's fine. But then, after a couple moments, you notice there is a very slight, almost sway in his motions now. Something that wasn't there before, where he was very precise with his movements. And you see, he seems to catch this for a moment as he sort of straightens up a little bit and kind of takes a bit of a breath. He doesn't say anything, but you watch as that lizard tongue comes out and licks across the corner of his lips.
I'm gonna punch him in the mouth again with bonus action.
Bonus action, go for it. I will
The
say...
O sound you made? The O sound you made
22.
almost sounded like the imitation noise you do for when Oats is excited.
Okay, 22. That will hit. Roll your damage. I'm saying,
Can't dodge
I'm
this
going to
idiot.
say that as
6.
he's now poisoned, that has affected his patient defense. I'm going to say that has dropped for the rest of this round. So that is 6
Ooh,
more
I should've-
damage, and you got 1 more.
Yeah. No, I only have 1 with the bonus action.
Oh, you didn't
thinking
do
flurry
flurry of
blows.
blows. You just I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Understood.
Yeah, I'm waiting on flurry of blows after I hit a fucking stun, but I'll wait.
Okay. With that, it's
Yeah.
going to come to his turn. He will, at the end of his turn, he will be able to re-roll this save, but he's going to now come at you. He's going to swing on you. Does have disadvantage because of the poison, and that makes that a fat 9 as he goes for that right hand again, and he does a pretty wide cross, and you see it coming a mile away, and you ready yourself for it. He's then going to come around with the other hand, the left, trying to catch you in the midst of that dodge. That's only a 13. As he comes around with the other one, you notice there was a distinct stagger in that second step, and he almost lurches forward as he sort of has to catch himself as you kind of skirt to the side, and he, catching himself, turns around back to face you. He will bonus action. He will attempt to patient defense again. And at the end of his turn, he's going to try to shrug off this poison. No dice. That's a 2 on the die.
Well, how's it no dice when you roll the die?
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good
what
question.
the fuck?
Maybe worry about that after the fight, my friend.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Okay, seeing as I survive another round, I'm just gonna go for the wombo combo. Gonna go for another rib shot, and then I'm gonna stunning strike if this hits.
Okay.
You said this would be strike then?
Yes. So while he is poisoned, his patient defense is not going to be as effective. So you are going to have
Okay.
just a straight roll on this.
Sounds Gucci. 17.
17 hits. Roll your damage.
All right. Oh shit! Max of 10.
He is going to use his reaction for that, but he has to roll for the stunning strike. That's a failure. That's a 12. As
Hell yeah.
you actually catch him with a palm strike on right up there on the nose, and he staggers and is visibly out of it. The combination of this energy you're casting forward, as well as the poison that's already that's already sinking into his veins, it is seeming to catch. It's seeming to get the better of him. It is overwhelming him. That's your first attack.
Second attack. Gonna go for 1. Now, because of how advantage disadvantage works and everything, would this be with advantage or would this just be normal?
It would be with advantage because he is stunned.
Fair enough. You know what? Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna fucking reroll.
Okay. Another inspiration.
That's a 15. It's better.
A 15 matches.
Better.
Oh, okay.
That's just enough.
Let's go.
Alrighty. All right, 6 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Bonus action, flurry of blows.
Do
Gonna
it.
fucking give him the old 1-2. Well, it's 13, but that's fine. It's not a natural 1.
Yeah.
And then 22 for 8 bludgeoning.
What actually happens this go around is that you take those 2 swings on him. The second one causes him to actually practically drop to his knees, which is why the third one missed, because you don't expect him to drop. So you go for that third swing, and it would have struck true, but because he's practically collapsed, he basically drops under it. And so what you do is that you then take your hands overhead and you bring his face down upon your knee. He stumbles backwards, his head lurching up once more, and a spew of blood just out through his nose as he staggers back.
That'd be my turn.
Okay. He takes a moment. He wipes at his jaw and he spits a bit of blood onto the ground. You can see he's got a very active nosebleed going on. He may have actually broken his nose. Something to determine later. But he's going to come at you once more.
Aggressive nose boopage.
Even with disadvantage, that is still a 24 to hit.
So I thought he would have been stunned because of the...
He is stunned! You're so right! Okay.
For gore. You got too
I
excited.
did for gore. So...
No, that's fine. I was double checking to see if it was this turn or... Because it said the end of your next turn.
Yeah,
So
it would be the end of your upcoming turn here in a
The
moment.
coming one. Okay. I was just double checking, mostly just for fairness sake.
Let's see. Or be stunned until the end of your next turn. Yeah. So he is like haggardly like catching his breath at the moment. Let's see if at the end of his turn he's able to at least shirk off the poison. He does ever so barely. As he seems to take a moment, he begins to catch his breath and he kind of blinks a couple times and he shakes his head.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
As he kind of seemingly frustrated stands up to his full height. He's still swaying in the wind, but he seems to have gotten over the poison. But it comes back to your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna go for a lot of strikes here just to finish this up because I don't know what the fuck's in store.
Rather not have it happen.
26.
That hits. Roll your damage.
All right, he'll definitely protect 8.
Yeah, he will. You can assume that he will uncanny dodge every one of your first hits that land.
For sure.
This one, you strike him, but he tilts his head in a way to where it almost like slides across his face.
Punch number 2.
Okay.
Another 26.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Not bad. 6 bludgeoning.
He's light on his feet at the moment. He could go down at any point.
I was already planning on doing this.
He's trying hard to hang in there.
My last key point, flurry of blows.
Okay.
Natural 20, baby.
Yes!
Roll your damage.
I thought this into existence. I was like, I hope it ends.
11.
How do you do this? He's
Combination
practically out on his feet.
The combination of just strike after strike and just getting him on the left side of the cheek, right side of the cheek, and then just finishing up jumping knee strike right into his nose.
Okay. That you hear the distinct crack of what you are familiar with to be that sound of a nose. I forget what the nose bone is called, but
Orbital?
In a word, exploding. And he falls back onto the ground, completely out. The moment that he hits the ground, the ref starts flagging down it's over, and the match is called.
The moment it's called, Pax breathes a sigh of relief and will actually put his fist into his palm and just bow towards his opponent.
Okay. Do me one real quick favor. Make me a sleight of hand check to try and hide this this little sneaky weapon that you did have at your disposal.
Whoopsies, that should not have been with advantage. Fuck my life, that's an 8.
You can take one of my inspirations.
Thank you.
I'll allow it.
Oh, come on! 7.
Wow.
The ref seems to be more concerned with the condition of the other fighter, but there is no guarantee in this moment that you're able to hide it well enough to where someone didn't notice. You kind of feel your heart in your chest for a moment, hoping no one calls you on it. But no one does.
Fuck you, Roll20. What do you mean it went lower?
You can't see me, but I'm making a pog face right now.
Pog.
The fight is called. You are given your hearty congratulations. There seems to be more. You've definitely made a bit of a name for yourself, as you definitely have more cheers in your favor. However, you do see that there are a few individuals kind of whispering between each other, a few mutters about maybe how that fight actually went down. But no one seems to call you on it. But perhaps you've raised a few eyebrows. But with that, the tournament has concluded, and you, Pact, the undefeated rookie, are given a title shot to fight Vesper Tanaka. That fight will be in 1 week.
Oh, fuck. Thank God. Okay.
Whew,
Like, I'm
a week
the
to
more
prepare.
and more. I was gonna say the more and more you kept mentioning the weddings on the 30th. I'm like, but I got a title fight on the 30th.
Please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't.
That's a relief.
So your fight will be on the 5th, I believe. So it's the 26th, so 27th, 28th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Yes, it will be on the 5th.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, if you make it there.
If you make it there.
If we all don't die in 2 days. Or before that, honestly. Who knows? Anything could happen. Solomon got spontaneous blindness today.
True.
Yeah. There is a bit of a commotion where, as you are in this moment of celebration, an individual begins to walk out into the pits. And this individual is immediately met with what is first a flurry of surprised whispers before it becomes a near cacophonous round of cheering and hyping up as this individual makes their way out and walks straight up to you. The champion of the fight pits, Vespera Tanaka.
Oh.
Hot woman.
Above game. Mommy? Sorry.
Sorry, mommy.
Okay, sorry. I can't fucking not think this. I swear to God, those thighs can crush boulders. Like, Jesus Christ, that is tone. She has put a lot
She
of
could
work
kill me
into
with
her
those
body.
thighs.
She could kill many a watermelon with those thighs.
Me next.
As she walks out, and she walks up to you, Pact, and she, with the belt over her shoulder, looks you up, looks you down, and she is standing. How tall are you again, Pact?
Average height. I think I put it down at like 5'7", 5'8".
So she's standing roughly at about your height, as her eyes kind of meet yours, and she kind of lulls her head back a little bit, and she goes, "When you come to fight me, hopefully you'll give it your all instead of these paltry party tricks." She doesn't say this very loud, more under her breath for just the two of you to hear. But the fact that it is noted that she's saying anything to you at all, and the crowd is eating it up.
He'll kind of mumble to himself, "Just trying to cheat a cheater. Don't worry. I'm not going to even try anything silly."
And she will just kind of linger there for a few more seconds before she turns, and you watch as she visibly steps over Gramash to make her way back out.
Yeah, deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get fucked, Gromash.
Pact.
That's an enemy for life right there, maybe.
Pact. You have won the night. You are given a payout of 75 gold pieces.
Yay!
Damn it, I didn't get the gamble.
Fuck!
Rough, buddy. That's rough, kiddo.
Everybody.
And you are now
Pact, when
set
you
to
do-
fight Vespera on the 5th. Vespera, who you have now met.
Pact, when you do come out of the rooms, the changing rooms, the back rooms, to meet with the rest of us, Simri is making that stupid face she made the last time when we were talking to Mystery Woman.
Woman of mystery.
Can I Would it be safe to insight that face?
Yes.
Of course, I roll high now. 828.
Of course. It echoes in the back of your mind the last time you ran into a person Simri perceived as attractive. Essentially, you keep pulling all these hot women.
Should have been me, not him.
Not him. Obviously, Simri's picking on you.
He will just kind of no-sell it and just, after collecting his winnings, he's just gonna walk right off. Let's just get back to the piece then.
Said I'm fucking tired of your bullshit.
Before the group makes their way out of the fight pits and out of Vera's Hollow, is there any business that anyone wants to conduct within the Hollow?
I think so.
To die by the thigh is the way of the warrior.
Correct. Die.
That I'm
Technically not technically correct, but incorrect of the quote.
I'm fairly certain that is a Chun-Li lost quote.
Who knows? We can search it on the internet later.
Who knows? But sounds like no one has any business down here in the Hollow.
Not even any business.
Alrighty. With that, you all retreat from Vera's Hollow and make your way back up into Blackwall proper. We continue with the rest of our night hours. I guess we'll go ahead and we'll ask the important question. Pact, what do you do with the rest of your evening?
I'm gonna go hang out with my kid. Fuck. I mean, he would have had way too much excitement for one evening.
Yeah, that's so valid.
He's gonna crash like hell later, but use that energy now.
You return home.
Above, he would just look at Ajna and be like, all right, Ajna, we're gonna learn a game called the Quiet Game.
No, we're gonna learn a game
doesn't say
called
that.
Uno.
Oh God.
Alright.
Really, the only thing Simri wants to do on the way home is to just maybe possibly keep a couple eyes out for some archangels. They've been out in droves recently, but other than that, it's not a big thing.
Make me a perception check.
I do have eyeballs that I can use, yes. There it is. Apparently not. That's a 6. You know what? I have to look at something again real quick. Making sure.
Uh-huh.
I am proficient with this. I, however, don't know if I could make it a 12. I'll risk it. I'll use a psionic die to roll 6 to add to this.
Incoming 1.
Oh, 10.
Double digits.
Yeah.
It isn't hard to sort of point out that there is, at least in some quadrants of the city, there is definitely a bit more of archangel activity than normal.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like that information that Laura gave you or Diaz gave you, I don't remember who it was specifically, it does seem to be accurate.
Yeah. How close to the copper piece or far away?
This would be closer to, well, actually, based on where you guys come up from Vera's Hollow, this would be more towards the central district of the city. So this would be not overly far from the copper piece, anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes walking distance. But it's not a situation where it's like centered around the copper piece, if that's what you're concerned about.
Yeah, no.
They're not.
No, this is just
they're
more
not on to you.
Copper knows this now, though. Copper does have this information.
However, it may be point of order to take a little bit of extra care in your operations going forward with what you're currently planning.
Yes, that is why I check. Yeah. Fun. Hey, at least we're getting closer with fixing the copper piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. As like a board that was hanging out like on the the roof falls off of its nail and lands in front. No.
No. We're almost there.
Alrighty. As we get properly into the night hours, what does everyone want to do? It sounds like Solomon is pretty indisposed and is going to be likely taking some involuntary time off.
Yeah, he's sleeping
No
that
shit.
out until the next day.
Yeah. Okay. Pact is taking the time to rest, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that leaves Lath, Copper, and Simri. If any of the three of you have things you would like to do, we can start with Lath. Lath, do you have anything that you are wanting to do this evening?
No.
You don't want to have dinner at the copper piece or anything?
No food for you.
No conversation.
To annoy Semri.
No conversations needed to be had, not with Copper or Semri or anyone?
Not important conversations that can't wait till after.
Okay. Understood. Righty. Then that leaves Copper and Simri. We'll do Copper first, because Copper, I know you are wanting to do your research into Svetlana.
Yeah.
How do you wish to go about doing this? Are you just trying to go through your standard sources, your standard means?
I could, but considering where we met her, it actually might be a better idea to like check in with perhaps some of the local taverns for signs and pick up a lead there, or just go
Okay.
through my normal means at the same time.
Okay.
I'm okay with either option, honestly. But
Okay.
she has approached both times in a tavern, so she might be in a local hangout like the Silver Lantern and the Crow's Nest, which is something in and of itself.
Understood. I will say, go
Watch.
ahead and make me. I will give you your choice of two options for this. I will
Mhm.
say, make me investigation or history.
I'm so good at both of those guys.
I know you are.
If she's at the crow's flight, I'm gonna laugh.
I'll burn an inspo. Why not?
I would.
Seems like we're both having a bad day with finding things, buddy. Much.
17. I'll take a 17.
Better. There is a specific aspect about Svetlana's person. Let me actually change our music while we're doing this. Hold on. I need something more fitting for this. Let's go with this. There is a specific aspect of Svetlana's person that you can't. It's odd. You can't quite place it, but it feels familiar to you. And it's that of the last name, Barkov. You figure maybe it's a lead, and you begin to hone into this last name, Barkov. And as you're doing this research into looking into Svetlana, you begin to pick up information that kind of helps you put together the pieces on what you ultimately remember to be the name Vladimir Barkov. And I'll give you this in the Hoomst channel, and I'll add on to it here in a minute. Vladimir Barkov. Vladimir Barkov, as you come to remember, was the name of one of Blackwall's best seafood chefs. I will add that onto here now. Vladimir Barkov was the name of a once great seafood chef within the city of Blackwall. This was roughly until about 5 years ago. Now, you have been in Blackwall long enough to where, because I believe you've been in Blackwall for more than 5 years. Is that correct, Copper?
That is correct.
So
I believe 8 years I've been here.
Yes. So you would have been well familiar with Vladimir's reputation when he was still prolific in Blackwall. And it's this history that you have here in Blackwall that kind of helps you piece all this together. Vladimir being a great seafood chef in Blackwall having a rather significant economy in seafood. Seafood is where the money's at, one could say.
Real seafood good.
Roughly about 5 years ago, however, Vladimir's body was pulled from the bay. It was a huge news story that you remember about 5 years back. Official reports stated that he seemed to be heavily malnourished and that his face had been severely disfigured alongside several other signs of extensive abuse and torture.
Not good.
As in most cases of similar make, blame was directed at the Archangels, and the case was otherwise closed or ran cold. Motive was never determined either, but when the Black Watch found a letter signed by one Azrael in the Barkov family home, the house and all of its material possessions were seized by the Black Watch. It was never determined if Vladimir had any proper dealings with the Archangels, but it didn't matter. The public had already made up their mind, and Vladimir's reputation was otherwise tarnished. Per his will, all monetary holdings held within the Blackwall Central Bank were thus surrendered into the care and ownership of his wife, Tatiana Barkov. And that is a very important note for you. The name Tatiana Barkov, which is not Svetlana's name.
I'm doing the the plot thickens face, but I'm also taking a lot of notes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Before the case,
No, still those notes for me later.
Before the case ran cold, the house was returned to Lady Barkov, but many of the items confiscated by the Black Watch were never returned and were marked as evidence in the hope that there would be a breakthrough in the case. I actually have all this written down, so I'll actually give this to y'all. I'll put this in the library.
Yippee,
just for
thanks.
the ease
Thank
of
you.
note taking. Oh, let me format that properly. There you go.
Thank you.
That is what you are able to determine through the extent of your research. The only other thing is that publicly, there are no records of a Svetlana Barkov. Only this Tatiana.
Yep.
Do with that as you will.
In the rummaging, did I ever get a physical description of Tatiana Barkov?
Unfortunately, you did not roll high enough to be able to get that.
Unfortunate.
There is additional info that you missed based on your roll, but this is what you were able to get with your roll.
That's okay. This is still good info.
Perhaps with a bit more time, if you decide to put additional time down into this investigation, perhaps you can learn more. Ooh. Eluding from the DM. Ooh.
Ooh.
I shall continue my investigations.
Eluding from the DM either is a good thing or a very bad thing. We never know.
True. That's probably going to be... Copper is going to take this bit of information, he's going to store it away, and he's going to basically, like, go back to the copper piece, and... Actually, I think I would like to add a little bit of flavor here. So, as he goes back to the copper piece, which is still being mended, although I imagine the workers are starting to go home or have gone home, he's going to walk up to Semri, if Semri is still there. I'm going into the cellar. Please watch out for me.
Yeah, sure.
And he heads up to the attic, actually.
Why are you going to my room? No.
What do you mean your room? It's his room. He owns the building.
And as he does, he enters into your room, and then he pulls out the ring, and he vanishes inside.
Yep. Mind Palace.
The mind. This is the Mind Palace, not the Mind Palace.
You can be in your mind in that palace. So it's Mind Palace.
I've never really described what is in the ring, but it is relatively sparse, except, well, I shouldn't say that. It is kind of a small room. The center area consists of what appears to be a comfort seat, not like a couch or anything, but a cushioned seat for kind of like lying down and sitting on as needed. In the back corner, there is a bureau with many different, like, drawers. And on the right side, there is a standing mirror to look into. And as Copper makes his way on over to the desk, he begins to write something, putting down all of the information that he has, and he pulls out one of the drawers of the bureau and puts a file in for Svetlana with a question mark, Barkov. As he does, he puts it away. He makes his way on over to the full-length mirror. And he is going to cast Alter Self to mimic the form of Svetlana, and he's going to look into it and goes, "Who are you really? I need to know."
Woman of mystery shows herself once more.
He looks at her image a little bit, and then shifts back to copper not long after. And as he goes to leave, he just catches himself in the mirror just one last time, and he goes, I miss my old form. He walks up and he leaves the ring.
I would too. Copper. I would too.
Yeah, funny how that works out.
Yeah. Crazy, eh? I miss being a dragon, dude.
That's it for him, though.
That's it for Copper. Okay. Alrighty. Then I suppose that just leaves us with Simri. Simri,
Yes.
what would you like to do for the rest of your evening?
I realized something that I definitely should have done retroactively before I said I was in the copper piece. But Simri actually wanted to visit Bastion in the tower. Realizing it's been a while since she's actually informed him of anything since they last talked.
I say that we can go ahead and just have this happen. That was fine.
Yeah.
You make your way back to the tower where, in a surprise twist of fate, you are permitted entry. Where normally outside entry is, for the most part, barred to non-members of the tower, you are actually able to enter of your own accord.
Privileged.
This time not having to, this time not having
Privileged.
to break in like you did the first time you came here.
I didn't break in the second time.
I said the first time.
Yeah. But, you know.
The second time is not
The
relevant to
second
this
time.
conversation. You are definitely given some concerned gazes as you make your way through the halls, but you get the impression that the workers here must know that you are somehow permitted, and thus otherwise do not bother you.
Okay.
You make your way up to Bastion's office, and you
Knock, 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 knock.
enter.
Hey, do the heck and go inside.
You open the door and you begin to make your way in. Bastion actually has his back to you. He seems to be scribing something upon a piece of parchment on a clipboard in his hand, and as he looks back to you, he goes, Lady Simri. Come, sit down.
Simri does sit down this time.
Wow, I didn't expect you to actually do that. Well, I'm glad to see that. Let me actually change my music real quick. I'm glad to see that I have not scared you away, as it were. What can I do for you?
Thank you, Joe. Simri will adjust to sit as comfortably as she can in the chair. I need to figure out how Simri sits in chairs. And we'll go, well, it's been a week since the last time she talked to Bastion, actually.
Mm-hmm. Roughly,
So,
yes.
Yeah. Roughly a week since your proposition. Just gave myself time to think, and
And
things have changed, and
you see, he kind of had like this like, kind of like smile on his face, and then he say things that change, and the smile like immediately droops. He goes,
No.
changed
In your
how?
benefit.
I like my benefit.
Not really wanting to say everything out loud, given how important this work is. There probably won't be truly a solid answer for another few days. Conversations need to be had, honestly. But let's just say a friend of mine knows about your interest.
I see. So this was more than just coming here to tell me that you were still thinking about it. Got it.
I'm leaning more positively, but I do still need a bit of assurance on you being trustworthy before I start to invest myself more.
I understand. I am an open book. Ask me any question. Any at all.
What now? Who are you and what do you want with me? As I crack my neck. Oh my god.
Simri, notably, you hear the door shut behind you.
Eh.
Yes,
I don't
sorry, the doors do that. I have my doors programmed that way, to where they shut on their own if nobody shuts them.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, sorry. Well, I guess for starters, how many night owls do you know?
I know there are at least in the city this big. To say I know is, well, that must be taken with a bit of grace. I am making educated guesses based on Blackwall's size and accommodations that there have to be at least, I'd say at least 1 to 2 dozen. Now these are those in, I use air quotes, official capacity. I don't count the petty thief or the child on the street who goes, "Oh yes, I'm a member of the finest thievery organization in Blackwall. Yes, I am a night owl." That kid has not done shit. He don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, no.
But proper members, yes, I would say best guess, at least a couple dozen.
Okay.
Am I apt in this?
That does beg the question. Would Simri know?
You know of, I'm gonna give you a history check with advantage.
Oh, yippee, history.
Because you're definitely familiar with a few night owls, but due to the nature of how the night owls work, you for sure don't know all of them.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. Dirty 20.
He is pretty accurate in that guess. You can, while you may not know all their names, you can off the top of your head name at least upwards of 18 to 20 individuals who do function within this air quote organization.
Mm-hmm. Simri gives like the half affirmative, like head shake of like kind of going back and forth, like give or take head movement.
Mm-hmm.
And it's around there. I truly won't know. I probably may never know in my entire life. My other question is, how much do you know about Solomon?
Why do you want to know?
Well, I'm working with the guy.
He's a very close friend of mine. He came to Blackwall a few odd years ago, and, well, I am helping him. If you've been working with Mr. Akiva for an extended period of time, you may have come to the same conclusion that he has a unique condition.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
We have a working arrangement. He works here and helps further the research here within the tower, and him and I attempt to make our own leaps and bounds into studying exactly what this condition consists of. And with any luck, perhaps one day, even a means to, I dare not say cure, but correct it. Alleviate it. When he first walked here onto these Blackwall streets, he was raving like a madman. Now he's stoic, to say the least.
Okay, so the raving shit is normal. Got it.
I did not say normal, but
For him.
less frequent now than was.
Right.
The medication helps.
No, I'm just curious because of the run-in we had with a famous masked man brought up a lot of questions about his past.
Simri, what's your passive deception?
I'm pretty sure it's 10? No, it's 14.
14. Actually, I say passive deception, but just go ahead and make me a deception check. You're not lying, per se, but he is attempting to insight you in this moment. He's trying to suss out some details that you're not otherwise outright saying.
Yeah. As Simri is very much speaking kind of in code, but that's just kind of how she...
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a 12. I had to make sure I didn't hit, is that insight on accident? Because you said insight right as I went to...
His eyes narrow a bit, and he looks to you and says, Sales. He looks to you.
Sales!
Sales. He looks to you and he says, yes, he has come across a few new wounds and scars that, I dare say, were not there prior to the meeting of you and your friends. I would simply ask that we keep it such a way.
I can only promise so much. I don't... He likes to run up into the face of danger a lot more than someone his size normally would.
You see, he actively raises his eyebrows. Like a... For real?
What do you mean by that?
For real?
Yeah, at least 3 times when we were down in the catacombs.
You see him take a breath and he goes, ugh, and he rubs his face. Batman is an encyclopedia of knowledge, but his survival instincts do be a bit lacking. He's not, well, a life of conflict is maybe not the best sort of road for him. To that end, you and your friends have my thanks for at least keeping him somewhat out of danger, out of harm's way. Ensuring that he returns here.
We do our best. There's not necessarily a promise that we won't run into trouble sooner rather than later, but again, he is he 40 something? If he decides to come with us, it is up to him. The best I can do is make sure he doesn't get blown up or stabbed.
I would greatly appreciate neither of those things happening to him. That is correct.
Can I make an insight?
Insight check.
Yes! Natural 20 for a 24! Ouch.
Not only was your insight check super high, his deception check was a fat 4.
Oh, buddy. It's a nice big 4 right there.
Simri. You have been in Blackwall long enough to know when someone is not telling you something.
Mm-hmm.
This man, in this moment, is more than simply not telling you something. He is not telling you a multitude of things. He has a lot of thoughts in this exact moment about this explicit line of conversation, and he is not... What's the word I'm looking for? He is not...
Divulging
on any of them. Divulging is not the word I wanted, but divulging is a good enough word.
Yes, we'll go from there later. Maybe. I don't know. He'll feel this, like, weird, staticky... I won't say staticky, but as close as I can get. Touch in the back of his head as Simri is staring at him. And she'll say in his head, I may be young, but I know when someone is lying to me, or at least holding back truths. Understanding your working agreement with Solomon is important. I think it's just as important that the people working with him are at least up to speed with what they could be dealing with. Or who. So I greatly appreciate it if we could have an inkling of what is going on.
He looks you dead in the face and he goes, is this really more effective to talk to me inside my head than just out loud? Or is this to make a point?
Mildly to make a point, but also sometimes people don't like saying things out loud.
Simri. Make me... I'm gonna call this a persuasion check.
To do that. Okay. Whoa, a 21.
He looks to you and goes, there are many things about that man that I am still trying to piece together. There are a multitude of things that make me see that man in a very fond light. And there are many things, and he is actively beginning to lean forward. There are many things about that man that are far outside of your depth. And in all of your interactions with this man, Simri, he has been very cut and clean and almost enthusiastic in many of his discussions. Very forthcoming, very friendly. In this moment, it's like the veil has dropped as he, leaning forward, his hand firmly planted on the table. So I would suggest that you do not continue this line of thought and you let it lie. Did you
Simri
have...
blinks once, blinks
that
twice.
In that moment you blink, in that split second of your vision blinking over, it's that veil, it's like it goes up again and returns back to that cool, collected individual that you were just speaking with. Did you have anything else you wanted to speak about?
Simri blinks a second time, just smiles. It's a weird in between of like the closest she can get to a genuine smile at this point. Something a little cheekier, almost like she did that on purpose. He doesn't have to insight to get that. As she stands up and holds out her hand to shake and says, "Nice to meet the man behind the mask. I think the rest of them will like you."
Make me one more. This is not going to be a persuasion check. This is just going to be a charisma check, which I think for you is the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. 14. Let me know if it's not good or not. Did I? No, I don't need to do that first time.
He does have a momentary hesitation, but then you see a smile curl across his face as well. And he takes his hand and he shakes yours. His grip is surprisingly firm for his size, a little cold and very calloused. The hands of a working man, most certainly. But as previously seen, as previously stated, if even for a moment you saw through the facade that this man has been putting on, so whatever the facade is for, why it's there, you are unsure as to how to glean through that. But as this conversation comes to an end, I do believe that is a good point for us to end for the evening.
Hooray!
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
I don't
Yes.
know.
This is why Simri has proficient in insight guy.
I'm still not entirely sold on Senri being girl boss. I'm still in girl failure. Not sure how much.
She is definitely more girl failure than she is girl boss. Currently, she's girl bossing. She will girl failure later. She girl failured for 4 hours.
You could argue 80. You could argue 80% girl failure, but the 20% is really kicking in right now.
Yeah.
Girl critical failures all around tonight.
Yeah.
Alrighty, my friends. Well, with that, we gotta get on out of here. We'll take a moment and we will give a little shout out to Jay Frost. Jay Frost had a small situation with his family arise during the back half of our session, so he did have to dip a little bit early. But you can find him at jfrost747, as well as in the future, possibly soon-ish, I don't know, twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn for Saved by the Spell, and we'll pass it to Bun. Why not?
Yeah. I was just associating. Hello, I am Bun, also known as the Flustered Bun across the interweb. Find me on places like Blue Sky, Ko-Fi, YouTube occasionally, Tumblr. That is 18 plus, however. I do not reblock things for children there.
I'm gonna be so honest. If you're under the age of 18, you shouldn't be here either.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be so honest with you.
You can not find me this Tuesday for when I play Torani. That's not happening this week.
No deal. No Doge breakers this week.
No Doge breakers. However, if depending on what Tart streams this week, you might find me on his main channel. I'm unsure, but I'm considering having a half off summer sale on my dice, on my Ko-Fi, just because again I have a lot, and I know some of you have been wanting to buy them, and it's just hard to. Money's tight for everybody right now, so We'll see if I remember. My executive dysfunction's been kicking my ass this week. River.
That's me. You can find me over on twitch.tv/WickedRiver97. I did come back briefly. I plan to return. I've just been really fucking busy. We got game month coming up. I have a bunch of prides I'm helping sell art for. But I will hopefully be back Tuesday for more crime scene cleaner because I got so far and then resaved over my save with a new
Oh.
save.
No.
Yeah, I lost everything.
Oh no.
That's rough, buddy.
But that's it for me. I'm gonna send it over to CG.
Hello, I am the CG. You can find me nowhere because I don't much care for social media. But you can find me this Friday for the second episode of Festive Fantasy on this channel.
Yeah.
What's going on? We're back, dude!
We are back. We're back for a special Christmas in July. We're gonna have 2 this year, and this is the first
Except
of them.
it's May. And
June.
but
Quiet
soon
you.
it will be June.
Quiet you. Don't let facts get in the
Hey.
way of my of the terminology.
Oh my
Listen, the
god,
gays
Festive
always get
Fantasy
Christmas.
Festive Fantasy just in time for Pride Month? That's pretty festive if you ask me.
Fantas gay.
What were you saying, Joe?
The gays get Christmas twice a year.
True.
True.
Other than that, not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday will be the finale of Death to Zariel, where I killed an archdevil, and also to a certain
Wahoo!
degree a former celestial. It's Zariel. I
Yeah.
killed Zariel.
Let's go.
Like in the name?
You did it.
Nice.
You
I
did
did
the
it.
death to Zariel.
You
Mission-
did.
To quote
Spoilers.
Fox McCloud, mission compris. But that's it for me. Joe.
Hi, I'm one of those goobers that's in that their Festive Fantasy. I'm maybe playing a super indulgent character JC and I cooked up yonks ago.
He might be the storm that is approaching.
Provoking, yes. Besides there, you don't find me anywhere. Please enjoy Pride this coming June. Keep your days and gays in your thoughts. Make sure they know they are loved. Oh fuck! Who's left? Tort?
I
Yeah.
think that's just me. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Hello.
I think
Guys.
you said old.
Old. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, my name is Party Tart. I have been your DM for this Sunday evening. The one and only Pudding Pastry Farting Tart. You can find me at twitch.tv/farting tart, where I am a variety dog tuber. I primarily do horror games, as well as Souls-likes, as well as challenge runs, randomizers, that sort of thing. The next time you'll find me, I might do something Tuesday. I might do a little stream Tuesday, given that there's no deal breakers that day, but I don't know for sure yet. Stay tuned. I'll have more information for you soon. But yeah, otherwise, the next time, let's see. The next time we'll be live here on this channel will be Friday, as instead of this upcoming Saturday for our next session of a Festive Fantasy, it is going to be on Friday. So make sure to tune in for that. It's going to be a good time. I also feel like I'm forgetting something, and I'm sure I'm going to end the stream, and then I'm going to be like, fuck! So we'll see. But, yes. That's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
I actually had to get out of here, and I need to get to bed, so we're not going to actually raid anyone. We're just going to end the stream.
You sure you don't want to raid Wiley?
I mean, twist my fucking arm, why don't you? We can rate Riley.
Give that handsome man his just due.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
his dues.
Go show Wiley some love. Let him know who sent you. We will be back next Sunday for another episode of Sins of the Blood. Thank you all so much for joining us. We love you all so very much. And remember, as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights and human rights. You're loved, you're valid. And if no one's told you today, you fucking matter. We love you all. See you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Laters.
I will push more buttons.